Welcome students to third year Bachelor of Arts in Psychology semester 5 for psychological testing. The paper code is PSC 106. We will be doing unit number 1, that is nature, concepts and principles of psychological testing. The module name is Fundamentals of Administering a Psychological Test. This is module number 3. I am Sidila Pereira Gomes, Assistant Professor of MES College of Arts and Commerce, Zuarinagar, Goa. In this module, we will be understanding advanced preparation of the examiner, testing conditions, rapport and test orientation. After completing this topic, you will be able to understand the importance of administration of a psychological test. So let us understand what test administration is. Basically, it involves generalization from the behavior sample observed in the testing situation to the behavior displayed in other non-test situations. That is, the person will be able to behave similarly in other situations as well. A test score should also help to predict how a person will act and feel outside the testing situation. For example, how a student will achieve in a college course or how an applicant will perform on the job. Thus, it is important to identify any test related influences that may limit or affect the generalizability of test results. Let us look at the fundamentals of administering a psychological test. The first one is advanced preparation of the examiner. For this, certain procedures are to be followed before, during and after a test is administered. Uniformity of procedure is essential. Memorizing the exact verbal instructions is essential for individual testing. All the materials needed for the conduct of the test have to be kept ready in advance. For example, the test instrument, stopwatch, special pencils, answer sheets, any required materials should be kept ready beforehand. Familiarity with specific testing procedure is a requirement for individual and group testing. For individual testing, supervised training in the administration of a particular test is very important. For group testing, the preparation may include advanced briefing of examiners so that each one is fully informed about the functions he or she is to perform. The examiner reads the instructions, takes care of the timing and is in charge of the group in any one testing room. The second is testing conditions, which is simply an ideal testing environment which is very important. The room should be test friendly. That is, the room should be free from noise and distraction. Also, the place where the test is administered should have adequate lighting, ventilation, seating facilities and working space for the test providers. Very importantly, steps for preventing interruptions during the test should also be taken. Testing conditions have been shown to affect test performance on ability as well as personality tests. If the examiner is familiar to the test takers, it can affect the test scores. Therefore, standardized procedures have to be followed minutely. It is the responsibility of the test author and publisher to describe the procedures fully and clearly in the test manual. Any unusual testing conditions should also be recorded. It is important to take testing conditions into account when interpreting the test results. The third one is introducing the test, which involves RAPO and test taker orientation. RAPO simply refers to the examiner's efforts to arouse test takers' interest in the test, seek their cooperation, and encourage them to respond in a manner appropriate to the objectives of the test. For example, in ability tests, the test taker is required to concentrate on the given task as well as to put the best efforts to perform well. Another example is that in self-report personality inventories, the subject should give frank and honest responses to the questions about one's usual behavior. The examiners should also be trained in techniques for the establishment of rapport as well as in other testing procedures. Uniformity of conditions is essential for comparability of results. Rapport can be better established in individual testing. In group testing, test takers can be motivated and their anxiety can be relieved. Specific techniques for establishing rapport vary with the nature of the test, age, and other characteristics of the persons tested. For example, while testing preschool children, special factors need to be considered, such as shyness with strangers, distractibility, and negativism. An examiner who is friendly, cheerful, and relaxed helps to reassure the child. It is important also to eliminate the element of surprise from the test situation. Unexpected and unknown elements are likely to bring on anxiety. Cooperation of test takers can be secured by convincing them that it is their own interest to obtain a valid score. This would indicate what the test taker can do rather than overestimating or underestimating their abilities. Test period should be brief and the task should be varied and interesting to the child. The game approach is the most effective way of arousing interest in the test for students. Special motivational problems may be encountered in testing emotionally disturbed persons, prisoners, or juvenile delinquents. So let us look and reflect at what we have covered. We have described the fundamentals of administering a psychological test. This is the reference which I have done. Thank you.